Hello and welcome to Games on Lock. "2018 is in the books, and it's time to take a look back at what defined the last year in video games. And to do that, we had to call on an expert. So let's catch up with Larry Brazil, the owner of One Life to Play, the esports and gaming lounge in Westlake, Ohio, and check out what his top 5 plays of 2018 were.
I'm Larry Brazil, and I'm an owner here at One Life to Play, and I just want to tell you guys a little bit about my top 5 games of 2018, plus a few honorable mentions. So I want to preface this with what I felt 2018 was in gaming. You know, it was really the year of survival, the year of traveling and traversing new worlds. It was the year of Battle Royale. We got a lot of those. But really going 5 years into this current gaming generation with the Xbox One and the PS4 and now the Nintendo Switch, I think we're looking at this as being the year of can we do it better? Developers really looked at their hottest titles and really wanted to pay service to the fans that brought them to where they are. And that's where you'll see my list kind of rounds us out and brings us to those games that prove to us that better games are being made now and we're in that age and there's still more to come. So it's really exciting to play games in 2018, and I think I'm going to kick off the list with, of course, Marvel's Spider-Man. Now this is on PlayStation 4, it is an exclusive for that console, but it is an exciting game to play for Spider-Man fans and even those who aren't fans of the canon for decades. The ideal is we've had a lot of Spider-Man games over the years, but none has done it better since Spider-Man 2 back on the 360. But here we go with Marvel's Spider-Man. It's a great world, open city of New York. You're already Spider-Man, so you don't have to go through an origin story. He's already in the thick of it. You have Mr. Negative as your villain, but the ideal is that you get to fight a lot of different villains from across the Spider-Man canon. And there's a lot of collectibles, a lot of things to do in the open world that they deliver to you. Crystal Dynamics did a great job of setting forth an environment that, one, keeps you involved in the story, continues to give you things to do, and if you're a fan of Spider-Man over, like I said, decades, you're gonna find a lot of things in that game that are gonna pull at those memory strings. So it's an exciting time to get into Spider-Man on PlayStation 4. Next up, we're continuing on making sure that developers are paying homage to the fans that brought them there. And again, we get Dragon Ball Fighter Z, or Dragon Ball Fighters, depending on how you want to say it. But Dragon Ball is what everybody's been waiting for. It's a really good Dragon Ball fighting game. It's 3-on-3 fighting action. It does everything that you would want in a Dragon Ball game in terms of specific matchups and making sure that, you know, if you put a Goku in with Gohan, that they react as they would, you know, based on the battlefield and based on the anime series. So it's a really good game to check out if you're a fan of the series. But if you're just a fan of fighting games in general, it's a really good time because you can kind of get through it with minimal knowledge and technique in the game, but it has a great story behind it as well. Battle mode allows you to play with friends, so you can hop on the couch and play out some Dragon Ball, and it looks exactly like the anime series, just like you were playing in a TV show. So you have full control over what you think you are watching on a regular show of Dragon Ball. So, you know, again, if you're a fan of the series or not, checking out Dragon Ball Fighter Z is a great time for fighting games. Of all the other fighting games that came out this year, I would think that one stands apart. Like I said, there's been a lot of them that have been released this year. A lot of old games we've seen put this mode into their games, like Call of Duty or even a Battlefield 5, and that's Battle Royale. We've seen the hype surrounding Fortnite, but along comes another player that just took Battle Royale and flipped it on its head. In my opinion, Ring of Elysium, available on PC. You can get it in the Steam store. It's a really great time if you want that Battle Royale experience, but you're not really into the cartoonish environment of Fortnite or PUBG. It's just a little too hardcore for you. Ring of Elysium adds some new techniques to the Battle Royale framework and giving you a weapon to start with, also giving you a transportation mode to get through. And it changes the whole hypothetical storm and moving into the center location by making it a full-on storm, whereas you can't survive if you're out there because it just gets too cold. You're going to want to find a warm place, find some survival materials, find those better weapons, and traverse an incredibly snow-filled environment with mountains. You get to ski, you get the mountain climb, jetpack, or you got the zip line, and you got hang gliders in there too. So you couldn't ask for more in terms of travel and traversing a world like that. But when it comes to Battle Royale, Ring of Elysium is a new entry into the franchise, or into the genre, and I love it. You have to try that. Getting to the end of our list here, it's gonna have to be Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. It's finally Smash Bros. Brought back. It is available on Nintendo Switch. It can still be played with GameCube controllers, but I feel it brings the best of both worlds. Whether you're a Melee player or a Smash 4 player coming from Wii U, it brings all those characters, and when they say everyone's here, and it's everybody I want. It may be missing one or two here. A lot of fans still feel that, you know, certain characters should be there, but the thing is that they're coming. And when those new characters enter, just make the game even more better. Came out right at the end of this year of 2018, but it really made that Smash community come together playing one game. It has pulled some players out of Melee. They're back into the thick of it all, and it's a really great time. If you're not even playing on a tournament circuit, it's a great pickup game. You can put up to, I believe, 8 players into it on a single Switch. Playing it on a couch with some friends, just brawling it out. It's a fun time, even including a story mode, so it's always something that you're going to be able to do in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Now, the last of my list was a tough one, so I'm going to give it a tie. This is going to be a tie between Dead Cells and a game called Celeste. Let me talk a little bit about Celeste first. It's a great game. It has an exciting story to it, and it's a story about anxiety and depression, but it's now one of those little platformers. They call them splatformers because you're going to die a lot in this game, but the ideal is that you're going through a story where you're kind of fighting yourself. You're running away from yourself, but as you develop, without giving too much of the story away, you're developing ways to work with yourself and to deal with the different troubles that you have in life. Like constantly throughout the game, your mom may be calling you, explaining how she's worried about you, but all you're trying to do is just climb this mountain, but you're being chased by something. And you want to figure that out, but just trying to put all that together with the story aspects along with the platforming. It's a nice little playthrough when you want to have that platform that carries over into that story-driven type of gameplay. The mechanics of it are easy, and it's a very forgiving game if you're not used to those kind of platformer type titles. But then there's Dead Cells. Now, if you really want to get into that Metroidvania sort of gameplay where you don't care how many runs you're going through, you just love the experience of the game, dying over and over, getting better weapons, doing it over again, and just getting faster and better at it, Dead Cells is the game for you. It's got a great soundtrack, exciting visuals, and if you like those kind of platformers, it's a one that you're going to want to check out as well. And obviously, a list wouldn't be complete without those who didn't quite make it. So my honorable mentions, just run them down. Monster Hunter World, great playthrough, brought me back to Monster Hunter. Forza Horizon 4, exciting racing series, back again. Huge map, lots of cars. Play that one if you're a racing fan. And of course, have to mention Red Dead Redemption 2. Continuation of that story. I haven't quite gotten through with it yet myself, but it's an exciting game, and it's nice to see Red Dead Redemption back. So that was my top 5. It was an awesome year of gaming. I hope 2019 brings just as much excitement in the world of video games as it does for me. Andrew, how about a round of Smash Brothers?
Love it, Larry. Let's pick a time and a place, and I'll see you at One Life to Play. And folks, thanks for watching. Make sure you do hit that like and subscribe button. It does help us out a lot here at Games on Rock.